Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. We're going to be working on the interior of the new coop that I built. So we're going to work on the feeding system, I'll show you the watering system. We're going to be adding a roost and some windows. So let's get started. So here's the food that I've built. The food system that I have is a temporary fix. I built this for the larger chickens when we were going on vacation, just as another potential feeder that would kind of last a little while. So I have it for these ladies for now, but we're going to be building something new within the cavity of the walls themselves. So I have this stud wall here built, and I want to try to use this instead of building something out into the middle to save some room. So the plan is to build like a cavity with some plywood that I would pour the food down through in between the studs, and then it comes down and hits a plate that's on the bottom, and then it would come out for the chicks to feed on. Alright, so here's a close-up of the roost. You know, it just has like a 2x2 kicker, and then this pine tree trunk is screwed to it. So that's the roost for them to sleep in, and this is a little roost, or a little step for them to jump on and then get into the nesting boxes. I have them blocked right now while they're young. Don't want them getting in there and messing it up. But they're going to jump on here, just have something to grab onto before they kind of duck into the... Alright, so here's the watering system I have. It's a 4-inch PVC. I think it's about 4 feet long. And then it has a reducer here to a 1-inch pipe. And then that has some couplers out to these, I forgot what the name brand was, Rent-A-Coop watering cups, that's what it was. So you just, you know, put a adapter piece out there and then a plug, and I drilled through the plug to screw in the watering cups, and they work out pretty well. And they just have this reducer and goes up into here, and then I have this little barb fitting for this clear pipe that'll give me an indication of the water level. I don't know if you can see it right there, so you can tell if it's low or high. This fits about 3 gallons, and it's just secured to the wall with screws, and I screwed into the PVC but not very far so it wouldn't, you know, leak out the side. But this works out pretty well. I'll leave it with 2 cups. I used to have more. I think I had 4 on my original design. And eventually these cups kind of get clogged up and junky, and they leak. And if one leaks, the whole thing's gonna be empty pretty quick. So just for less chance of things leaking all over the place, I put 2 out there. So I got rid of those other 2. So we're down to 2, and that works out pretty well. I fill this up about once a week for the big chickens. So so far not as often for these little guys, but so that's it. So that's a little interior watering system that I have. Works out pretty well. I'll probably get another system for the outside when we start getting the run performed. So anyway, this will be maybe an idea for you. Let me know if you have any questions, or I can answer those. You can email me or put a comment below about this watering system. I'm glad I brought my wife out here to take a look at the window, because she went with something different than what she told me earlier. We were looking at ideas and thinking this Gothic window would look nice. I think it's called a Gothic arch. It's got the arch with the point at the top. I made it, and it was a little small. I think I had it, you know, put it up on the. I showed you taping it up on the window or on the wall, and it was just not quite I don't know, it wasn't quite big enough for one, and then she wanted the top to be arched just like the door is. So I just cut another piece of cardboard, and I'm just going to trace it up here. All right, I'm going to continue cutting out the window here. I'm pretty nervous cutting a hole in this new coop, but get to doing it. Okay, I've got all the windows cut and all of the wire mesh put on, and now I'm going to trim it out. And I have some PVC strips. So I found this at Lowe's. This is I think it's a 8-inch wide, about a little thicker than 1/4 of an inch board. It looks like a piece of siding, but it's PVC, and I'm using it for parts for my camper. And this is just the leftover strips that I'm going to use here. And so I'm going to frame it out with this. But also it can kind of bend, and that's what I'm hoping the top is going to bend enough. I'm probably going to have to get a heat gun to kind of bend it around. We'll see how that works, but for now I'm just going to put these side pieces on, and then we'll get to bending the top one here in just a minute. So to bend the top PVC, I have it in here in this little jig that I made. This is the cutout of the window, of one of the windows, and I'm going to use the top of this as a guide to bend this around, and I'm going to use just a heat gun to bend it. Kind of blocked it in on the far side. I'm going to have to cut it off where it's even with the vertical piece. So I'm going to run it long, and then I'll just cut it. So not sure if this is going to work, but let's try it out. I've never done this before. It's kind of too pliable. Okay, so there's the top piece. It's pretty good. I'd say it's about 90% good. I was able to bend it. It looks good on this side, but this end, it kind of didn't quite turn out too well, and I cut it off, and it's not the best corner where it meets the top. So I'm going to do another one of these around the edges, but there you get the idea of you know, kind of the trim pieces. So this kind of cleans it up. There is going to be some nails on the inside of the coop, and I'm just going to bend those over. It's just a little bit sticking out, maybe a 1/4 inch, and so I'm going to bend those over just in case somebody puts their hand up there or something. But this is it. So so this is the window. Got 2 more to do, and then we'll be done. All right, appreciate you guys sticking around for this video. These little projects really help my chicks, and it helps me with this coop, not having to tend it all the time. We're able to now feed the chicks with the feeder that we built into the studded wall there, and we have the waterer hooked up, so I don't have to come here every few hours and feed them or water them. So now this water should last them a few days. We're able to put some roosts up for them for when they get a little older and they can climb and roost up there for the night. And then we got the windows cut in, we got the hardware cloth put in the windows, and the trim put in. So now I have to finish up the trim on the windows a little bit. I have to get some more of that PVC, but you get the idea of all these projects, and I think it's really going to help them out. So hope this helps you out with your potential projects, your chicken coop, how you're going to lay it out, what the food and water system you're going to put in on it. So if you would subscribe to this channel, like this video, there'll be more videos like this to come, and I'll see you on the next one.